Recording in progress.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Can anyone confirm audible or not? Can you hear me? Yep. So, where we stopped in the last class? Where we stopped in the last class? Yesterday we discussed about conditional rendering, right? Yesterday we discussed about the conditional rendering. Based on the condition, how we can render some content. Based on some condition, how we can render some content. Okay. Now the same requirement only you can take it. Okay, I want to convert like a mobile menu now. Before enter into that particular example, okay, mobile menu example, I want to discuss few JavaScript topics. Okay, one is like event bubbling. Okay, set a timeout. Next, set interval. Next, event bubbling. Okay, next, event capturing. Okay, event delegation. Next, debouncing. Next, throttling. Next, add event dynamically in JS. Okay, these JavaScript topics I want to cover now. First, entered into that example. Why? Because that example requires these many topics in JavaScript. First, what is set timeout? Any one of you? Set timeout or set interval? Okay, anyone knows any one of the topic? Any one of you? If you know any one of this topic, just let me know. Set timeout, set interval. You can unmute and you can talk. You can unmute and you can talk.
To start the timer to particular function after mention the time interval of time.
Okay.
That is nothing but an set timeout. Set interval is nothing but an to repetition of the code execution.
Okay.
And a clear interval is there. Nothing but an to stop the timer.
Okay. Next, bubbling, capturing.
Bubbling is nothing but an DOM. I think DOM, document object model.
Anyone have any idea on event bubbling, capturing, debouncing, throttling? Anyone have any idea? Anyone?
Event bubbling is how to pass the event from the parent to the children's. Right? Yesterday you told us.
Okay. Event traveling. Okay. Next. Okay. No problem. See, very simple. The first topic is like set a timeout. Inspect it. Go to console. Here, console message like this. Console.log of 1. Console.log of 2. Okay, we have these two statements. If I click on enter, okay, for example, these statements inside the function, for example, function F1. If I call my F1, immediately these two statements will execute or not within fraction of nanoseconds. Yes or no? Executed, right? But my requirement is at the time of calling my F1, I don't want to execute these two statements immediately. I want to execute these two statements after 5 seconds, after 10 seconds. Wait for some time, do one operation. Then the time you can go with what? then the time you can go with set timeout. Wait for some time, do an operation. Then you can go with what? Set a timeout. So how we can write the set timeout? How we can write the code means very simple. Set a timeout. Okay, it is not created by you. Still it is there. That means what? This is what? It is a user defined variable or not. What is the type of this variable? What is the type of this one? Set timeout type is what?
Function.
Function. It's a function, right? Say this. F symbol is there means what? Function. Okay, can anyone tell what is the type of this one?
Function.
Okay, can anyone tell what is the type of this one?
Function.
Functions.
But okay, here the XML HTTP request is a class. Fetch is a function. Set timeout is a function. Okay, see, all are like F's only. It's okay, F only. But the thing is, if it is starts with a capital letter, it is what it is a functional class in JavaScript. Okay, predefined functional class. My XML HTTP request is what? It is a predefined functional class or not? Agree with me? Okay, fetch is what? It's a predefined class or functional. Come on.
Function. It's a
Predefined
function.
function or not? Okay, set timeout is class or functional?
Predefined function.
Defined function or not? Okay, how we can say it is user defined or predefined? Very simple. Go to the console. If you not declare the variable, still it is not giving an error. That means what? That is not defined by you. Some other person defined or not? Yes or no? Come on. Okay then. Now my set timeout is a function. Okay, perfect. Now if it is a function, how we can get the service? Call it. Enter. I don't know anything about the set timeout. You also don't know anything about the set timeout. Okay, that means syntax. Okay, I know only the text set timeout. Now, if I call that function, it gives me an error. By seeing this, what you can understand?
Fail to execute.
What you can understand? Come on. Set
You have
timeout.
to pass at least one argument.
One argument, right? That means you should have to pass one argument or not. Perfect. Okay, so can I pass like 10? Can I pass like 10? Come on. Again, it gives me some error, right? Uncaught type error. Fail to execute set timeout on the Windows like that. Got my point? Okay. Now I have a question. Who is the root object? That means which variable is the root variable, root object in JavaScript? Which variable?
Window.
Windows, right? All your predefined variables and methods inside that object only or not? So my set timeout also inside where? Set timeout also inside where?
Window.
Window only or not? Window only or not? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay. Now my set timeout take one variable, but that variable, if I pass like a number, it gives me error or not? It gives me an error or not? Okay. Now you can see the variables list. Now see handler, comma, question mark timeout. The last one is what? Can anyone? The last one.
Arguments.
Last one.
Rest parameter.
All the arguments.
Rest
All
operator.
the
Okay, that means what? Handler is like one variable. Okay, that means one argument. Timeout is like one argument. The next one is like after that any number of values you can pass it. That is hold with what? Rest parameter or not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Come on. Okay,
Yes.
so handler is nothing but what? Event handler. You written a event. Okay, event handler is which type? Come on. Function type or not? So my handler is a function. So can I pass the function here? Yes or no? Come on. Okay, that function can be what? Come on. Different functions, that function can be named function. That function can be anonymous function.
anonymous.
That function can be named arrow function. That function can be anonymous arrow function. These all are functions only. Yes or no? Now I passed what? Now I passed what?
Anonymous arrow function.
Function.
Or not. Anonymous arrow.
Arrow function.
So here console.log of 1. Now tell me, set timeout. Take one function as an argument. Okay, one function, take one function as an argument. That function, what I can say?
Callback function. Set timeout is a higher order function.
Set timeout is a higher order, and what you pass as an argument, that one is a callback or not. Now here, my arrow function is a callback function or not. Called by whom? I given this particular function to set timeout. Set timeout call back with another reference or not. So this particular function called by whom? Come on, this function
set
called by
timeout.
whom? Set timeout
Higher
or
order
not.
function.
Set timeout or not. So after how much time you want me to call? As per your requirement, after 5 seconds. 5 seconds means don't keep like 5. It is like a nanoseconds. Okay, milliseconds, sorry, milliseconds. So
5,000.
1 millisecond is not, 1 second is nothing but 1000 milliseconds. So 5 seconds is nothing but 5000 milliseconds you can give it. All are okay? So for good? Yes or no? Okay. Can I click on enter now? Immediately, see this, there has 2 printed here. After 5 seconds, my console message 1 printed or not. Agree with me? Just observe it. Now again, run it. 3 printed now. After 5 seconds, 1 printed. Now 4 printed. Can anyone talk about this 4? What is this 4?
Number of times set timeout.
Number of times it is rendering.
Yeah, any function, if you call, whatever the value you see after function call, that is called as what? Come on, any function you can call it. Function F1. Okay, if I call my F1, you see what? 10
Return
printed.
value.
Yes or no? Any function you call, if you get some value, okay, that one is what? A written value or not. So my set timeout, if I call it, it is also returns me what? One value or not. What is that value? Okay, what is the type of that return value? What is the type? Come on, what is the type?
Number.
It is a number, not. So, okay, can I conclude one statement? My set timeout returns me one number. What is that number? We'll see. My set timeout returns me one number or not. Is that number is like duplicate number? It's like a unique number.
Unique number.
Number or not. It is a unique number or not. How many times you call set timeout? For every set timeout call, it generates one unique number or not. Can I say that is like identity of that particular set timeout which is running in the background? Can I say like that? Can I say like a unique identity for that particular set timeout which is running in the background? Why? Because it is not directly run, right? It is waiting for how much time? Okay, now it's 5 seconds, maybe 1 hour also, maybe 10 seconds also, maybe 1 minute also or not. Yes or no? So my set timeout, why we go for? If you want to do some operation like wait for some time, do one operation. Okay, directly I don't want to do it. Wait for some time, do one operation. Then you can go with what? Set timeout. Set timeout returns me one unique identity. One unique identity for that particular set timeout call. Set timeout takes one mandatory parameter, what? Callback function or not, handler function. The second argument is what? How much time you want me to wait? Okay, that time interval you have to give it or not. The time interval you have to give it or not. Third argument, you find it in Google. In Google, you find it and let me know. Third argument. Why we get for third argument? Okay. Okay then. Okay, rest parameter only, but purpose I'm asking. Okay then. Now, why we go for this particular identity? Why we go for? What is the use of this identity? Very simple. Now, tell me, if I click on this one, now what's my answer? 8 is my unique identity for this particular set timeout call, which is running in the background. Okay, after 10 seconds, what's my output? After 10 seconds, what's my output? 1, right? 1, right? Okay, here I'm doing like this. After 10 seconds, what you're expecting? After 10 seconds, what you're expecting? 1, right? Okay, see this? Is my 1 printed or not printed? 10 seconds already completed.
Yeah, because it's clearing out the ninth.
Not printed or not. That means you got some idea, right? Now, see. Whenever you call the set timeout, okay, one unique identity created. Okay, the unique identity is what? 9. Now my set timeout is running in the background. How it is running? It is going to start the timer. Okay, 10 seconds, 9 seconds, 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Whenever it reaches 0, then the time, my set timeout calls what? This callback or not? Yes or no? Okay, my timer started in the background. But meanwhile, what you did before 10 seconds completed only, okay, completion only, what you did, we have one predefined method is there, clear timeout. Okay, that timer, okay, that set timeout which is running in the background with this identity, just I cleared or not. Whenever I cleared this one, then that time is my set timeout is going to call this callback or not called?
Not called.
Not called or not. Got the point? Why we go for this identity? Okay. Wait for some time, do an operation. Slight change I want to do. Okay, you only tell. What I did change? What change I made? Only set the timeout replaced with what? Set interval. That's it. Set the timeout replaced with set interval. Can I click on enter? Now? Now? Come on. Set the interval also returns me what? Set interval also returns me what?
Number.
One
Number.
unique identity or not. Now,
Yeah.
the set interval, if you observe, say this, my one printing, how many times? How many times it's printing? Say this. For every 5 seconds, my set interval call this callback function or not. The difference, say this. If it is a set timeout, wait for some time, do one operation. That is one time operation. But if you want to do one operation repeatedly for a particular time interval, if you want to repeat one operation, if you want to perform some operation repeatedly for a particular time interval, then the time you can go with what? Set interval or not. Got my point? Okay, now I want to repeat this operation 10 times only. After that, what do you have to do? You have to stop it or not? How we can stop? How we can stop? The unique identity is there. How we can stop it? If you want to stop the timeout, you can go with what? Clear timeout. If you want to stop the interval with the unique identity, clear interval. Now, can I put like identity is what? 10. If I click on enter, now see this, 16 times it is repeated. Now I cleared. Is it again called? Is my set interval again called my callback? Called or not? Not called or. Got my point? Why we go for set timeout? Why we go for set interval? Come on. Why use 10? Why use 10? Why? The set interval unique identity is what? 10. The set interval unique identity is what? 10. Okay. Okay then. My question is very simple. Okay, it may change. Okay, yeah, okay, it may change. Then the time you can change the value, you can give it. Change the value, you can give it. For this particular interval, that is only identity, right? That is not change. If you write another timer, then the time that particular ID will change. Okay. Okay then. Now my question is, I want to count down. Okay, I want to create one timer. Okay, it is starts like 10, ends with 0. Okay, I want to run one timer. I want to run one timer. I want to run one timer. Okay, here only in the Google page. In the Google page. Okay, here I want to run one timer. In the Google page itself, I want to run one timer. Okay, timer is like a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Whenever it reaches 0, okay, just stop it. Just stop it. Come on. How here I want. Here I want. Hmm? Come on, what you have to do? First thing, if you want to show something here, okay, in my browser, if you want to show something, first of all, what is required? One by one, don't think more. Okay, first of all, what is required?
Inspect the
First
USB.
one element is required. Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, one span is required. For example, one span is required. That particular element, if you want to show, that should be inside which element? Come on. Which content, which element content is displayed to the end user, visible to the end user?
Script.
Root.
Body, right? Body, right? Inside the body, whatever
Yes,
the
sir.
elements are there, those elements content only visible to the end user or not?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Those elements content only visible to the end user or not? First of all, I needed one, okay, span here. Okay, I want to create one span dynamically. That span I want to place inside my body or not? Yes or no? Can we do that? Can we create one span by using JavaScript? Span is nothing but one element. Can we create one element? Come on. In the document, very simple. I want to create one element. Which element you want me to create? Come on. Which element you want me to create?
Span.
Span. Perfect. Span created or not? Span created or not? So this document.create element returns me one span element. So I mentioned as a span as an argument. So can I get like let okay element is this one? All are okay? This is my element now. This element has some content like 10, 9, 8, like that. Okay. That content is like dynamic. Leave it for now. That content is like dynamic. Leave it for now. This element content, if you want to show to the end user, that should be inside where? Inside which element?
Inner text.
Body. So that how many body elements you can find for that particular tab? How many body elements you can find? How many body elements?
Only one.
One. So inside the document, only one body is there. Can I refer that body? I want to append which element? This. Can I go to my elements tab? Inside the body, somewhere you can find your span. Somewhere you can find your span. Can you find it? This is the one, my span, right? Yes, sir. Come on. Yes or no? Okay. Then. Now, come on. Now, can I refresh the page again? Now it's gone. Now it's gone. Okay, nothing is there. For this particular span, I want to add one unique identity. Okay, now this is my element. This is my element. Perfect. I want to give the unique identity here. My span. One ID attribute I want to add it. So for my element, I want to add one attribute, right? So how we can add an attribute? Attribute is nothing but what? First tell me. Okay, key value pair. Okay, to my element, I want to set an attribute. Okay, it contains what? Okay, key value pairs or not. What is my key? ID. What is my value? My span is my value. Now see my element. See my element now. See my element now. This is my element or not? This element where you want me to keep? Come on. Again, I refreshed. Where you want me to keep? Come on.
Body.
Body,
Body.
dot append. This is my element. Yes. All are okay. Inside the body. Now my span is there. Yes. Can I give some styles? Exactly here I want. Tell me. Exactly here I want.
Position
Position.
relative.
Okay. By default, I want to add some text 10. Can I refresh again? By default, I want to add some text 10. Okay. Again, run the same code. Okay. First, create an element, up arrow, down arrow. Add an attribute, element dot inner text. By default, it is like a 10. This is my element or not? Okay. So, can I add this element to whom? Body. Okay. Now, go to my elements tab. This is my span. Somewhere you can find it. Okay. Now, can I give the position absolute? Top is like 0. Yes. Okay. Now, font size is like 50 pixel. Font size is like 50 pixel. Next. Right equals to 0. Right equals to 0. Margin auto. Okay. Can I put like this? No. Okay, margin is not required. Top or right? Okay, right to top, not left to left. Okay, right. Left to right. Top. Top. Okay, now you can enable this margin one. Okay, left to right you should not apply it. Inside the div, if you apply, then the time it's going to work. Okay, no problem at all. Okay, so can I give some top here? How much top you want? Come on. How much top you want?
Right.
Okay, 15. That is enough, right? Okay, left, right, leave it. Left, how much you want?
50.
Okay, 50 or 40. Okay, here only in this corner only. If you want to keep, you can keep it. No problem. 30. Okay, that's enough, right? Okay, perfect. My 10 is visible. Now my countdown should start. 10. Next 9, 8, like that. What do you have to do? You can go with what?
Interval.
Interval. So can I write like interval? Set interval. Take how many arguments? 1 handler. Next, for every
1 second.
1 second, you have to decrease the time. So that if you want to decrease, okay, 10 to 9, 9 to 8, 8 to 7, you need to manage that particular number somewhere. That number you have to keep on decrement or not. Yes or no? Okay, you have to handle. Okay, you have to keep that particular default value inside where?
Variable.
Inside one variable count. Any problem to you? It is a global variable or not? Okay, here, for every 1 second, what do you want me to do? My count equals to what? Count minus 1 or not? Count minus 1 or not? Yes or no? Okay, now this count where you want me to keep? This count where you want me to keep? Come on. Document dot get element by ID. ID. What is my element ID? Already you have. You have that element ID. My span or not? Can I take like my span? My span. Inside this my span, what do you have to put? Come on. Inner text is what? Your count or not? Yes, sir. Come on, come on, come on. My set interval returns me what? Set interval always returns me what? Set interval always returns me what? Come on.
Number.
A number, your unique identity. If any function returns anything, can we hold with one variable? Yes or no? This is your unique identity or not? Okay, next. Come on. Here, whenever my count is like reaches 0, then what you have to do? Whenever my count reaches 0, then what you have to do?
Clear
Done.
interval.
Okay, what you have to do?
Clear interval.
You have to clear the interval or not. Clear interval. Which interval ID?
My span.
Which interval ID? Your ID set interval returns me one identity. That one you hold with what? ID or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, how we can get it? Interval ID.
ID itself.
ID itself or not? Okay, once it reaches 0, then the time I want to place some text here. Okay, here just put like, okay, inner text equals to Happy Women's Day, like that, for example. Yeah. Okay, now tell me how the functionality is going to work. Okay, first count is like 10. My set interval calls this callback for every 1 second. My count equals to count -1. Okay, document.getElement by ID of span, inner text equals to count is like 9. Every time it is going to 9 or 8 or something like that. Whenever my count reaches 0, whenever my count reaches 0, okay, then that time, come on, then that what is? Come on, then that what you have to do? You have to clear that interval. The next.
Clear interval, and
The next.
we are printing the Happy Women's Day after that.
Yes. This one or not? Can I click on enter? Okay, now for every 1 second, it is called or not? It is called or not for every 1 second. Whenever it reaches 0, whenever it reaches 0, okay, then the time it's so add this one or not? Yes or no? Hey, keep on mute here. Keep on if you're not talk. You agree with me? How it is going to work? Interval. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now what things you learn from here? How to create an element. Tell me how to create an element. In JavaScript, if you want to create an element, how you can create an element?
Document.create element.
Document.create element is the method. How we can set an attribute to an element? Set attribute. No. Attribute. I want to set ID attribute. How we can
Document dot
Element
set
dot
attribute.
No. Document dot set
Dot
attribute.
set attribute.
No. Set attribute, the method is not inside the document. You have to set the attribute for what? Document or element?
Element.
Element dot
Element
set.
dot set attribute.
Set attribute, get attribute, remove attribute, like this multiple methods are there. How we can append one element inside another element? Come on. Inside the body element, if you want to append always place an element in the, okay, no. Now inner text is nothing but content. I'm asking like how we can append one element inside another element by using which method? Append is the method or not? To my body or some other element reference, I want to append one more element. Yes, sir? Okay. Okay. How we can add some content to the element? How we can add some content, static content to my static element?
Inner text.
Inner text or not? Okay. Now set interval is like as usual, same syntax, everyone knows. Okay. Okay, then perfect. Shall we move to the next one?
Yes, sir.
The next topic is like event bubbling. For my event bubbling, I need to write some code. Okay, let me write it. New file. Okay, underscore JS means it's a JavaScript one. Okay, think like I have one div is there here. ID equals to div. I have one more div is there. ID equals to div. There has one more div is there. ID equals to div3. Okay, total 3 divs are there. Okay, let me run it. Open with live server. There is no content, nothing is there, so nothing is visible. Yes or no? If some content is there, that is going to be visible, but nothing is there, na? Yes or no? So nothing is visible. Open with license. Already started. Okay. Okay, nothing is visible. Okay, I want to give some border, some padding, so that how it looks like for all the divs I want to apply. So can I write like style tag? One div you can take it. Border 1 pixel solid red. The next one is what? Border 1 pixel solid red. The next one is what? Some padding you can give it. Content to border gap. Padding is like, okay, for all sides I want, okay, 30 pixel. 30 pixel. If I write like this, can I refresh the page? Now it just looks like this. Can I give like some more padding? Can I give some more padding? Yes. Okay, hello, okay? So far good? So far good? Okay, then. Now, here, can I write some events? Any problem to you? Okay, this is my function one. Okay, this is my on click. Okay, this is my function two. It's a JavaScript one. It's a JavaScript. It's not a React. Next, on click equals to function three. Yes. Can I write some script here? Okay. How many functions you need to define? Okay, F1 is related to div1. Like this, how many functions? 3 functions. 3 handlers, right? F2, div2. The next one, F3, F3, next. What is that? Div3. Div3. Color okay? Anything new in this particular code which is not which is not understandable? Very simple code snippet, right? I have a element. Just I added one event for this particular element in JavaScript. Okay, in JavaScript, on click is what? Capital or smaller? Okay, all are like lowercase, right? Yes or no? In JavaScript. The handler method call, not a method. In Java, in React, it's a handler is what? Handler is a function. But here in JavaScript, it's a function call. Function call. Okay. Now, at the time of clicking on the div1, F1 is going to call. F2 is going to call. F3 is going to call. Okay, perfect. Now, if I click here, you click on which div? If I click here, you click on which div?
First one.
First one. If I click on this one, yes, div1. Okay. Div1 executed. If I click on this one, what you're expecting? Your output. Div3. Div3. Now, if I say OK, what happened? If I say OK, what happened? If I say OK,
to the outer div.
oh, it's closed. That means, am I written anywhere? The code is like, okay, if I call F3, call F2 from there, call F2, okay, from there, call F1. Am I written any code here? Am I written any code, that kind of code?
No.
No, right? No, right? Okay, that means if I click on this particular div, my event triggered, okay, if my div has the event, that event triggered and my event handler called, now my event travel to the next level div or not? Yes or no? Come on.
Yes.
In that particular div, if you have the event, that particular handler method is going to call and it is going to travel to the next level or not. Okay, like this, my event is traveling, okay, from where to where? From my innermost div to outermost, okay, outermost element or not? Innermost element to outermost element or not? Next div parent is what? Come on, next parent. Oh, next parent is what? Yeah.
Body, sir.
Body, right? Okay, to my body, there is no event, nothing. Okay, next parent is what?
HTML.
HTML. For that particular
HTML.
event also, there is no parent, nothing. Okay, if it is there, those events also going to trigger. So this is, can I say, the default behavior or in your JavaScript? Yeah, am I written any code to handle that kind of functionality? No, right? By default, my event is traveling from innermost element to outermost element or not. That is called as what? Event bubbling. Event bubbling. Okay, now if I open yesterday's program, okay, what I said yesterday, on click, on click, on click, on click. I don't want here. Here, I want only one time I want to write it. Where you want me to write that one? You said like parent yesterday. Now, why you said like parent? You understood, right? If you trigger an event here, if the event handler is there, it is going to call. Now my event travel to next level or not? Which level? Come on. My event travel to which level?
Correct.
My parent. That means
Parent.
if I write my on click here, then the time that parent level on click handler method will call or not? Through which concept?
Event bubbling.
Bubbling or not? All are okay? Okay. Okay then. Now, this is the default behavior. I didn't write anything. Okay, but is it recommended way? If you do, you want me to keep like this? You want me to leave like this? If I click on the F3, okay, F3 related functionality you can execute. F2 related functionality not required to execute, but still it is executing by default or not. That means what? You should have to stop that event traveling or not. Yes, sir. No. It is recommended or not recommended? You should have to stop the event traveling or not. Why? Because if I click on the F3, div3, only this block of statements I want to execute. I don't want F2 statements. I don't want F1 statement. Then why I need to call? Okay, you not called, but why? I want to, you want me to keep like this? You want me to leave like this? No, right? Those are not required for me. Then that time you need to stop that event traveling or not. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then how? That is the question. Anyone have any idea how we can stop the event traveling from my innermost to outermost?
By giving a third argument using a boolean.
Or if you return from a function, we can stop it.
No.
case?
Return is always like, okay, stop the execution of this F3. It is not stop the execution of the F2, right? Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Those are not handled here. We have a separate method is there that is called as a, okay, stop propagation is the method. Stop propagation is the method. Okay, that method inside where, inside the event object. Now, before that, you need to get some idea about the event object. Very simple. Okay, let's come back to here. Line number 9. If you trigger an event, okay, which event? Click event, then that time this particular event listen it and it is going to, okay, that means this event handler click event is going to trigger and it is going to call this F3 or not? Yes or no? Which event you trigger? Which event you trigger? On click event. Yes or no? Tell me something about this event. What is the event name?
On click.
Click event. On which element is triggered?
Div.
Div element.
Div 3. Okay, div 3. Third div. Okay, is my div contains any data? Is my div 3 contains any data?
No.
No.
Okay. I want to know about the event triggered on which element, that element related details and everything. I want to know something about the event. Then how we can come to know? How we can come to know? Very simple. In Java, there has one predefined, okay, variable is there. What is the variable name? Event is the variable. So whenever you click on this particular div 3, okay, this particular handler method is going to call. In the handler method, can you pass one event variable? Event variable, it is a predefined JavaScript variable. Now tell me, my F3 called with how many parameters? F3 called with how many parameters?
One.
One parameter.
One parameter.
So that particular parameter you have to handle here or not? With what? Which name?
Any
Event.
name.
Any name, right? Any name. Can I put like EVE? Okay, here, can I say console.log of EVE? Can I say console.log of EVE? Now come here, inspect it. Okay, can I go to my console? Can I refresh my page? If I click on this one, now see this, my event, okay, my event object are able to see or not? Pointer event, okay. If you want to see the targeted element, see this, my targeted element is my div3 or not? Okay, it is tell the event type is what, click or not. It tells something about the event, what you triggered on which element or not. Agreed? Come on. Agreed with me? Now, in this particular event object only, okay, I have one method is there. What is the method name? You know, my event dot stop propagation is the method. If I call the method, what happened? See this. If I click on this one, okay, div3 triggered, it is expected only. Is my div2, div1 triggered or not triggered? Come on.
Not triggered, sir.
Not
My event is not traveling to the next level or not. I stopped my event traveling here itself or not. All are agreed? If you want to stop your event traveling to the next level, then which method is there? Stop propagation is the method. That is inside what? Okay, inside which variable? Inside which variable? In the event object or not? In the JavaScript, if you want to get the event object, how we can get it? In the handler method, you have to pass one predefined variable. What is my predefined variable? What is my variable name?
event.
Event.
Event only. Don't change the name of this. Event only, the variable name. All are okay?
But how we do this in React?
Yeah, I will tell.
Sir, every code we have to write in the console or in the Visual Code.
Every code.
Some codes are written in the console, right? Now is event bubbling is written in the Visual Code. So some.
Okay, say this. The script is there. JavaScript programs directly I can execute in the console, but some HTML also required, right? In this program. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, that's the reason I preferred this editor. Okay.
So every JavaScript we have to written in the console, right?
How to not? Okay, I preferred in the console. Simply we can write the JavaScript code. You can execute instantly or not without creating any environment. No notepad, nothing is required. Got my point?
Okay, sir. Sir, actually my laptop is a Windows 7, but I'm unable to click the open with live server. It's so many times I have uninstall and install on that.
Yeah, that may be the operating system or Visual Studio Code updated version. You can install it. Maybe it is like a compatible issue. Okay, is it possible to upgrade your Windows version? Okay, if it is possible, just upgrade it to Windows 10.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So for good, everyone, event bubbling and how we can stop the traveling, event propagation to the next level, how we can stop it.
Sir?
Okay.
Yes.
About event object. Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, actually, I have a doubt. Like, can you give a real-time example where this event bubbling will cause an issue?
Yeah, this is only the real time. Okay, simple. If I click on F3, here 100 lines of code executed. 100 lines of code executed. In my F2, specific F2, I have 1000 lines of code is there. If event stop propagation is not there, if I click on div3, how many lines of code execute? 100 lines. That is my requirement. It is required for me. If event stop propagation is not there, if the event is traveling to the next level, how many lines of code execute here? 1K lines of code. Is it required for you?
No, sir.
These 1K lines of code is required at the time of clicking on the div3 for you? No, right? Yes or no? It is always recommended to stop your event traveling there itself. Now onwards. Why? Because the parent may contains an event, may not contains. If may contains, then the time that is not required for me, still it is going to execute or not. Why? Because that is the default behavior of my JavaScript. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
That the reason whenever you write an event, okay, it is recommended to keep that stop propagation. Okay, in React also. How we can? I will tell. All are okay? Shall we move to the next topic?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So, sir, we can say that event propagation means the stop propagation can be used only. We have like many elements inside.
Here, okay, if you want to stop the propagation, F2 to next level, then the time? Then the time?
Okay, we'll have to put it over there.
Yes, like this. Okay.
Sir, mostly
Yes,
where we'll use this all the things, sir. Every web page we will use the elements of
All the things means these topics you're asking.
like an HTML, CSS. We apply the like a password box, test box. We use like that, no? So this all the whatever saying the elements and everything. So mostly where we will use this all the things.
I didn't get exactly. Okay, you have this content, for example. Okay, HTML elements are there. Okay, login page, all these things. Okay, what's your question? Again?
Yes.
Say again.
Sir.
Say again. Can you repeat?
So mostly where we'll use this all things, sir. I'm asking. Every web page or every developer page we will use this all things.
That is completely depending upon your requirement. For example, your requirement is like create a login page, then that time you can use like a input tag. Okay, that is separate. Okay, based on your functionality requirement in your project, you are going to use matching elements and everything. Okay, that elements related functionality. Got my point? That is depending upon your the project functionality.
Okay, depends on the project. We will use this all the elements.
Yes, based on your.
Hello, hello, sir.
Yep.
Sir, we can put event that stop propagation in multiple functions, sir.
Yeah, that's what, right? Okay, see, in F2 also I put it, F3 also I put it. Now, if I click on the F3, it is going to stop the event traveling from my F3 to next level. If I click on F2, okay, it is stop the propagation from F3 to F1. Okay, if you not, then the time what happened? F2 execute, F1 also execute, right? If you put this one, then the time F2 stop the propagation from here itself.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, here event is the object of the function F2. That's why we included exact event.
Event is an object only syntactically. It is tells something about an event. Okay, what you triggered on the element. Okay, what is the type of an event? Okay, the event is triggered on which element? Okay, that kind of event related details you can get it.
Okay.
Got my point?
Yeah,
okay.
Sir.
This is not a mandatory one. Okay, based on your requirement, I want to stop the propagation. Then the time how we can to stop propagation is the method inside the event object. How we can get the event object? You need to pass it. Okay, while calling the function, you need to pass it.
Yeah, object and method inside that we are calling. Okay.
Yes. Okay, event is an object. You can call your properties.
Sir?
Yeah.
Actually, I can say that this event bubbling we are using for the parent div. Suppose we have a different div, and in that div I have only one function. Then do I need to use stop propagation?
Say parent leave it. If I click on the if I trigger an event on my div3, don't think about the parent. Okay, they may have the event, they may not have the event. Don't think about the parent. Now, if I click on the div3, okay, in the div3 itself, can you stop that event propagation? Okay, event traveling. Why? Because parent may contains, may not contains. Don't think about the parent. Here itself, can you stop it? Got my point?
Yes, sir. So what I am saying is like here you have a div one, the whole div. So if I create one more div outside this div.
Outside this div, then that time, see, This is no relation, right? Okay, parent to innermost to outermost. So div 3 to div 2, div t to div 1. Next parent is what? Body. It is not. It is not as part of this div hierarchy, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is like not triggered. Not triggered.
Sir, one
So, sir,
question.
we can say that if we have a multiple click events, then we need to use stop propagation.
Propagation recommended. Yes.
Recommended. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any questions?
Yeah, so my question was the same. Like it's happening because we have the same event, like on click.
Yes.
It happens only if we have the same kind of event in the
Yes,
parent.
same kind of event. Right.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, then we'll see remaining things in tomorrow's class.
Sir, I have a question.
Yep.
After applying this stop propagation, like, will you able to go back to other click events, sir? Like, will they
Yeah,
work,
you
or
can
it
go.
just
You
stops
can go with the
propagation?
click event. That particular one is going to execute. It's traveling only stopped. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. The event is going to work as usual, but the thing is only the travel to the next level, parent level event not triggered. That's it.
Mhm. Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, I have one more doubt.
Yeah.
Like here you have used a normal function. So what if I use a event listener, add event listener? Then
Yeah.
how I can?
Yeah, that is on our next level discussion. Event capturing, we are going to introduce add event lesson.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Can you complete these topics? Okay, first one, introduction, variables and methods, JSON completed, get reference completed. Okay, apply styles, can you go through these apply styles? Can you go through these events? Okay, now can you go through OOPS concepts and create elements and attributes, set timeout and set interval? These topics. OOPS, create element, attributes, set timeout and set interval, these 5. Okay, introduction and variables and methods. Okay, JSON, get references, apply styles, events. Can you complete these topics? 10 topics, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and these 5. Oops. Onwards, next 5. Can you complete these 10 topics? JavaScript side. Are you able to do or not?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just complete this one. As usual, React. Okay. Can you come to... Okay, this assignment, can you try? This is my... Where is that? Inline styling. Inline styling. If I open this live server, inline styling with the balloon game, I want the balloon. Yeah, this one, open with live server. Oh, serious. There are 3 balloons are there, right? 3 balloons. My question is, if I click on this one, the background color should be yellow. If I click this one, okay, this one and this one background color should be like a normal. Okay, this background color should be yellow. That means which balloon you clicked, that particular balloon background color should be yellow. Got my point? Got my point? Yes or no?
You mean inside the balloon, sir?
Second?
Inside the balloon? What about
Inside the
balloon?
balloon, the background color is like yellow. That's it. Which balloon you clicked, that one should be a background color yellow. Remaining 2 are like normal white only. If I click on this one, background yellow. Remaining 2 are like white. If I click on this one and this one is like what? White color, and this one is what? Background yellow. Like that. Can you try?
Okay.
Okay, JavaScript topics, those complete. And in this example, you can add this feature. Balloon inline.html example, you can add this feature and send it to my email ID. Okay, just practice, think.
Sir,
Okay, then.
notes for the JavaScript topic should be written, sir.
Again?
Notes for the JavaScript 10 topics,
Yeah.
notes should be written. Okay.
Yeah, that one only, right? Notes only, right? Okay, you have
Okay,
to
okay.
write daily basis notes at the same time. Just okay while reading. Okay, you have to prepare your own notes. That is
Yeah,
common.
yeah, okay, sir.
Okay, then. Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining. Bye.
Thank you, sir.